Hey everybody, Jack Fly here. It's like pretty late at night. I'm usually in bed by now with me young blokes. Young blokes up because we've had a bit of a traumatic night. Well, I've had a bit of a traumatic night. Me little bloke's had a exciting night, I guess, for him. But it's not been a fun night. So about 4 or 5 hours ago, I was at my mate's house. We just went around for a cuppa. And within about 10-15 minutes of arriving, there was a knock on his door, which, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, it's pretty unexpected to have a knock at your door. And when he's opened the door, there's like 5 blokes, big blokes, all dressed in the same kind of gear, black gear, you know. Yeah. And everything happened fast after that. It was pretty confusing. I could see the look on my mate's face that something wasn't right, and he went out there. So I just jumped up and I went out there with him, and yeah, it was turned chaos instantly. There's 5 guys, there's another 2 already in. So my mate has got another mate just staying there in a caravan. He's got a brand new caravan and brand new Hilux. And 2 of this gang was already in the brand new Hilux when we went outside. And yeah, it turned pretty hectic. My mate's wife and daughter come out. My mate ran down the road with 3 of them, or 5 of them. I ended up picking up a lump of wood and just standing in front of the Hilux. The 2 guys were in there trying to get it started to steal it. Meanwhile, my mate's friend, who owns a Hilux, he'd come to the door to try and stop him. Excuse me. My mate's wife, she'd run out now to the Hilux to stop him. And like I said, I was still quite confused, not quite exactly knowing what's going on. Just my intuition's telling me to hold this big lump of wood to defend myself, obviously. And yeah, and next thing I know, this Hilux fucking fired up. It's floored it straight towards me. I jumped out the road. As it's gone past, I've seen my mate's wife and my mate's friend who was at the door. They actually got dragged by the car. My mate's wife went under the back of the wheel of the car, got run over by this Hilux. They hightailed it out, stole the Hilux. I was fucking in pretty shock watching the 2 of them get run over right in front of me. Literally right in front of me. So I just ran over, see how they were, and they're pretty injured. Told them not to move because of spinal, could be spinal damage. Mostly assessed my wife and my mate's wife. Man, she's pretty bad. She had a massive injury on the forehead, blood pouring out everywhere. It was a mess. I've seen a massive black bruise across her arm, and she wasn't moving her legs. She said her legs were pretty sore. They'd been run over, so she wasn't going to move them. So her daughter called the ambulance, the police.
2 ambulances and
2
5 police cars.
2 ambulances come, 5 police cars come, detectives. They tried to get the helicopter out, but
It's too foggy.
It's too foggy, and that's my son. It's too foggy and wet. The weather was shit for the helicopter, so they put basically every available unit out there searching for the Hilux. Me mate's wife's phone, when she's gone over to stop them taking the Hilux, somehow her phone ended up in that car. She was recording the whole thing too. So that phone, when they took off with the car, it was still in the car. So it was still recording, and my mate was able to track it as far as, 15-20 k's away to the motorsport park. They jumped in another car while I stayed behind with the girls. Me mate and his daughter's boyfriend, they went off to see if they could find him down at the motorsport park, but they obviously just got to the motorsport park, realised the phone was on, switched it off so they couldn't be tracked, and yeah, they're long gone. So that was our night. Spent a couple hours having to put me long statement down to the police, and my friend's wife and his other friend that was run over by the car, they've been taken in the ambulance to the hospital. They may be transferred to Adelaide. We hadn't heard by the time I'd left, and I've just basically got home now. And, you know, he's only 20 minutes up the road. So, yeah, it's a pretty wild night. So I haven't really had a chance to speak to anyone yet because it's pretty late. So I just thought I'd let you all know about the bit of dramas me and the lads had tonight. A bit more trauma to add to my story. Alright guys, take care out there. Be on guard, right? The unexpected can happen out of nowhere, so yeah. Try to keep smiling, everyone. Love you all.